As we're all most likely aware by now, the fine folks over at Line 6 have just released their firmware 3.5 for Helix, HX Stomp, Helix Native, and the whole Helix HX family. I couldn't be more excited. What a fabulous update. And in this video, I want to take you through what I feel are my top 5 favorite new features, and there's a lot to unpack here. So let's get started. So coming in at number 5 is a very simple one, and something some folks may have even missed if you didn't read the release notes for the firmware 3.5, but it's a simple under the hood improvement that I think a lot of folks are going to be very happy about. The new cabs and impulse responses now use 68 to 80% less DSP. So it explains here, due to further improvements to Helix core, new cabs and 1024-point IRs use roughly 66% less DSP as in 3.15 or earlier. Even the new IR dual block uses less DSP than a single IR block in 3.15. 2048-point IRs use roughly 80% less DSP, although they still use a lot of memory, so they're still limited to 1 per path. So I think folks who are looking to kind of squeeze every last little bit of DSP horsepower out of the Helix are going to be very happy to hear that the new cabs and impulse responses are now going to be less of a hit on the DSP. Next is the dynamic ambience reverb. So the dynamic ambience reverb is just going to be a new reverb we have in 3.5. It's going to be a much more subtle reverb, more of an ambient style reverb, kind of simulating the ambience we would get in a room. And you can see here we have the ability to go from 8 to 10 to 12 meter rooms. We have a mix control and a lot of typical shaping we would have in most reverbs. So if we're looking for more of a subtle reverb to almost give just the sound of a room almost being mic'd, let's say room mics on a cabinet, this would be a great place to look. Look out for a full dialing in video on this particular new model. Coming in next are the new Moon amp models, which are models of the Sun Model T amplifier. So if you notice over here, we have 3 new Moon amplifiers, the normal channel, the bright channel, and those 2 channels jump together. So here I have the normal channel. It also comes with the new 412 Moon T75 cabinet. So the Moon normal at sort of default settings sounds like this. Switching through to the bright. And off to the jump. I can tell you when working with these while working with the beta version of the firmware, I was really blown away by how great these sound. And look out for not only a dialing in video for this, but also a Line 6 Marketplace preset, which will be available very soon. Next up is the Vitriol amp, which is a model of the PV Invective amp. And I must say, this is another killer addition to the Helix. So we have both the Vitriol Crunch and the Vitriol Lead. At the default settings, the Vitriol Crunch sounds a little like this. Switching over to the Vitriol Lead. And again, along with the Moon amp, through working with the beta version of the software, this is another really great addition to the Helix. And again, like the Moon model, I'm also going to have a Line 6 Marketplace preset based off this out extremely soon, if not already. Take a look there to see if it's up yet. And also a full dialing in video for this model coming up really soon. And my number 1 top new addition for this firmware update is the new cabs. And I think this is the thing that most folks are going to be super excited about. Let's dive over and see what's new with these. All right, so I have just an amp block here utilizing the new PV Vitriol Crunch. But if we come over here and add a cab block, you're going to see the pull down menu here now has single, dual, single legacy and dual legacy, which would be our old cab blocks. Let's take a quick peek at a dual block on the new cab blocks. And we can choose, let's say, a 412 greenback 25. Now you'll notice right away, we have pictures of the speaker and the ability to move the microphones around, choose different microphones as per usual, the ability to pan the different cabinets to the right or left side to give ourselves a nice spacious sound. We can angle the microphones 45 degrees, move them on and off axis, and pull them back and forth. So lots of power here within this new cab block. And again, look for a full dialing in video on this topic coming really, really soon. All right, there you have my favorite top 5 new features for firmware 3.5. I didn't go into a lot of detail because I'm planning, as I mentioned already, dedicated videos for all those features so that we can dive right in and get right down to the meat and potatoes of all those features and learn how we can get the most out of them. So for now, I hope you enjoyed that look at it. Keep an eye out really soon, very shortly after this video, for another video on one of the top features that I talked about today where we can dive in a lot more in depth. For now, thank you guys for tuning in. Please like the video, share it with anybody who you think would get some use or enjoyment out of watching it. Also, please subscribe to the channel and hit the little bell notification to get notified when I put new content out. I'll be back really soon with some more. Thank you guys so much for tuning in again. Ciao for now.